Okay, so today we are doing a 3-rep max hang power clean, but it is the format of every minute on the minute. So for 10 minutes, I'm gonna be working up from about 60%, and let's see what we can get to. I'm gonna do it pretty much, I think. Normally I would want to switch shoes if it was like an interval like this, but since it's every minute on the minute, switching shoes and going up in weight, there's just not enough time in the minute. So we'll just stick with the Force ones, but you know, that's not really a bad thing because I'm sure that's really all people want to know about right now. I really need to tighten these. That toe box is just too big. And people are always asking for like wider shoes, but you know, when you get to a point, too wide, too much space is not going to be a good thing. Your feet are just sliding around the whole time. Like for me, these are so wide. These laces are a little long too. I think that's another thing that would change. The laces are, I mean, especially for me and my foot, there's a lot in excess after I'm done tightening the shoes up. This front strap also, it's probably a little bit too long. For me, it's almost like touching the ground. The excess is, I mean, basically touching the ground. Look at how much length these have. Like after I'm done tightening them, it actually kind of makes them hard to tie because there's so much in excess. And the straps are really long. And if you have not so wide feet, you're gonna max out the strap and the laces are gonna be super long. Okay, so every minute on the minute, 10 minutes. It's a good amount of hang power cleans, shit. And we just get this thing going. There's definitely like a learning curve getting back into Oli shoes, especially something with a 1-inch heel. Typically I don't really like 1-inch heels. I think my foot's able to balance pretty well in these. There's just something that isn't normally true for other 1-inch heel shoes. Yeah, usually I have trouble controlling the pitch on a 1-inch heel. I hate the feeling where the heel is so high that it like disconnects the middle of the shoe and then the toe of the shoe. So you're either choosing between the heel or the toe. Do that again. I wasn't so in love with that set. My grip strength is not amazing. They see me deadlift 500 pounds. They think my grip strength is crazy. But the only way I can do it is hook grip, and it's not going very far. So it's not so bad. But holding on for reps and jumping around, that's very hard. It's a lot harder than deadlifting. I think we really got to think about speed today. My legs are still a little shot from yesterday, for sure. Yeah, I'm running out of steam real quick here. Just keep it together. Get through it. Getting a little starfishy here. As I go, my grip starts failing, and I just start throwing it up. Just pray to God that it goes. Okay, 2 was complete booty, but I saved it with 3. Just gotta really stick to my guns. Get under the bar. I'm gonna give this one a big rest. Yeah, you know, I think the difference between the second rep and the third rep is the second rep, I tried to like hinge it up using my back, and I didn't really get very much pop out of the shoes. The last one, I really thought about loading into my forefoot toe area and jumping with that, and that went up a lot better. So maybe that's the carbon plate, maybe it's working. So far, like I said in my previous videos, like you don't really know it's working, you know, it's just kind of there, which is probably good, right? Like you don't want to ever have to like think like, hey, is this working for me? The more you think about your shoes, I think the less they're doing work. If you're not thinking about your shoes at all, then they're probably working. Okay, so first 2 were pretty good. Last one, I kind of went back to the hinge and throw it up for whatever it's worth. But 215's okay. I had gone into this thinking like, maybe I'll do 225 or 215, 220, somewhere in that range, depending on how I feel. I'm not great at hangs, I'm not great at power cleans, and I think it turned out okay. My problem is, and a lot of people's problem is, this is like the CrossFit curse, right? Like you're trying to get under it, and you always forget that the fast way under a bar is by going straight down. So you tend to jump out. There's some kind of carryover for certain CrossFit moves that you want to do on the wider side, so maybe that just makes you accustomed to it. But you know, when you're doing like power cleans and power snatches, jump out doesn't always leave you in a great position, and really it should just be a variation of height wise. You know, when it comes to the shoes, like I'm looking at my platform right now, I'm like, there's some sweat on it, it's dusty. I'm like, grip might be an issue, but when I get into it, grip is not a problem. There were some where I caught and I kind of jumped out a little bit, and I did want to collapse inwards, but I'm going to put that on just the wider stance. There were some, and this goes back to like the 1-inch heel thing, where I'm like not great at recovering and then getting my foot contact settled before I do the next clean. And obviously with like touch and go reps like this or consecutive reps like this, you stand, you're up. From here, you have to really think about how your feet are settling when you're lowering the bar down. All right, so hips are gonna go back, and I'm gonna lower down, and I'm gonna regain some kind of tension in my quads. But with the 1-inch heel, sometimes I can get caught rocking too far back. So I need to tell myself to get forward or get that mid-foot contact again before I go. Sometimes I'll drop it down and I'll get my heel contact, and then I just missing a little bit more forefoot and toes. But like the width, now that I've tightened them up like a good amount, feels okay. Like the toe box space isn't too bad right now. But yeah, there's a lot of excess for me. Like the straps, they're almost touching the ground. The laces are really, really long. You can see it right there. I don't want to touch the shoes right now. And then there's a little crease right here because I've tensioned the laces so tight to fit my feet, and there's just like extra material. But as they fit right now, my toes are all the way at the front. So I don't think I could even size these down. It's just, you got to deal with the space, and that's just kind of how it is. And I have some medium thickness socks on right now, so I don't think that's helping. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need some thick socks. But luckily, it's fall, and winter's coming, and I'll be wearing thick socks pretty often. But yeah, that's it. Hang power cleans, pretty good.